Hello and welcome to my February wrap-up. I know it's a bit late, but on February 28th I went to Ethiopia for almost 2 weeks and I just got back on March 11th, so I haven't really been able to film or edit or upload, so yeah, this is a bit late. Yeah, let's just get into this wrap-up. The first book I read was Mustafas Kiosk, and I don't remember the author because I kind of had it read aloud to me by some of my friends. They thought it was funny. It's kind of a children's book, but there's a lot of humor that's for adults, like political humor and making fun of politicians in Denmark. It's quite good and it touches on some things in politics that is still a thing today in Denmark, and I actually quite enjoyed it. After that I read Cuddle by Jordan Elizabeth, and I got this book for free by the author in exchange for an honest review, like on Goodreads and on Amazon, and I really enjoyed this book. This is about Edna, who finds out that her brother has been kidnapped and not turned into, but exchanged with this clockwork creature. And she figures out about this and kind of pulls the clock away from him before she finds out, but pulls this clock that he has away from him because she thinks she's stolen it, and then he just kind of crumbles, and she figures this out, and then she has to find out what happened to her real brother and how to get him back, and it's kind of a mystery. And along the way she meets Ike, who knows a lot about these things. She doesn't know why he knows a lot about these things, because these witches aren't things or creatures that you know a lot about, other than that they're scary and you shouldn't deal with witches. And it's just, yeah, it's a steampunk story and I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I want to read more steampunk, and especially by Jordan Elizabeth. And yeah, I have 2 more books by her that I really want to get to soon, hopefully, but I'm not sure how soon I'll get to them, but I could really recommend Cuddle by Jordan Elizabeth. After that I read Never Never Part 3 by Colin Hoover and Taryn Fisher, and this is the final conclusion to Never Never. And Never Never is kind of like a novel split in 3, because there's some deal that Colin Hoover can't write a novel with someone else who isn't within the same publishing house. I think that's what I heard, but nonetheless, this is a story about 2 people, and they kind of wake up from this daze and don't know who they are, and they have to figure out who they are, and in some way they figure out that the other person has no memory as well, and they decide to help each other, and then all of a sudden they lose all memory again and find letters to themselves that this keeps happening over and over again. And this was the conclusion, and I really enjoyed it, and it was just, I don't want to give anything away about the conclusion, but I really enjoyed it and would definitely recommend all 3 parts of this story. After that I read Church Signs Across America by Steve and Pam Paulson, and I also hauled this, and this is basically just a story of pictures. It's not really a story, it's a book of pictures where there's a picture of a church on top, and then one of the signs that is either very telling and comes with a great message, or just very funny. Like the one on the front cover, it says Ascension Lutheran Church, and then some details about the pastor and when they have Sunday worship and stuff like that. Then it says Free Trip to Heaven details inside, and that's one of the funny ones, and I enjoyed this, but some of them I was just like meh about the signs, and some of them I feel like they could have left out because it didn't really say anything and it wasn't really funny. So I was kind of like half between things in this book, because some of them were really funny and some of them were really clever, and it was like, wow, that really speaks to me, and some of them I was just like nah. So a good book, but not a great book. And last but not least, I read a whole trilogy. I read The Hunger Games for the first time, and I love these books. I watched all the movies before reading the books, and I know I shouldn't do that, shame on me, but I finally read these books. I've owned these books for like a bazillion years, I feel like, but I finally managed to read them. I know I've owned these for quite some times, but I read them and they're just so good, and they're very shiny. and I gave all of them 5 stars, I think, because I absolutely loved them. I feel like it's kind of hard to talk about these like separately, maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know how to kind of collect my thoughts about these books because I just love them so much, and I know I don't have to give like a summary because you all know what the Hunger Games are about, but it was really a great experience. Like, a lot of things were just more clear in the books than in the movies. Like, some of the things you could be kind of frustrated or confused about, like Avoxes, they're definitely more detailed in this book. Also the fact that in District 12 they kind of feel like alright with some of the peacekeepers and have fun with them, and they know what's going on, like all the illegal stuff, but they don't say anything, and I really enjoyed that in this book. Like, I know they weren't exactly friends with them, but kind of in a way goofing around with them, and I really enjoyed that. I also really enjoyed Peeta in these books, much more than I did in the films. I don't know why, because I really love Josh Hutcherson, but I kind of feel like he didn't really get the lines that he deserved in the films, like according to the books, so I really enjoyed him in the books. Also, one character that I really didn't like in these books that I didn't really mind in the movies was Gale. I was like extremely pissed off with him a lot in these books and just kind of wanted him to disappear. And I didn't feel the same way about the movies, because he wasn't portrayed as much of an asshole as he is in these books. And yeah, Katniss I kind of feel the same about. I kind of like her and I kind of dislike her, but I feel like the dislike is actually something that makes her more real, because she has a lot of flaws, and kind of some of the flaws were the things that I didn't like about her, but they made her more real, and I liked that fact about her, that she felt real and that she had flaws, and that she actually realized some of these flaws and tried to be better and do better, and I really liked that, and that was more like obvious in the books than in the movies. So yeah, I love the books, and yeah, the books are better than the movies in my opinion, and I just love these so much, and I'm definitely gonna reread them someday. I don't know when, but I will, because yes, amazing. So that was my wrap up for February. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I don't know really what I'm going to be reading in March other than I want to read Lady Midnight. I know it's come out and I just received it today, so I'm gonna start it as soon as I can and hopefully love it as much as everyone else seems to be loving it. And yeah, I think that was it. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye bye.